Several of my Team Joker friends shared with me the experience of working on military naval computer systems in the late 60s to 1970. The most expert of Team Joker's sailing advisors is my flatmate in 1970 and best man at our wedding in 1971, Stuart Quarry. We were amongst those working at Ferranti on things like the naval computer systems. However, Stuart went off for doing sailing the rest of his working life, only retiring, if he's not retired from sailing, but retiring from running Cows Week for 14 years. And so there's a page on the site which includes all sorts of stuff, including the Fastnet race. He's been in it in practically every year for what must be decades, and a bit about the public information about Stuart. As I say, right from the start on the robot boat stuff, he's been the most important source of expert advice. The front page of my website, gpss.co.uk, is pretty explicit about what I was doing as a NATO scientist in the 70s. Some of our Team Joker friends also was working at the same place, which was Shape Technical Centre in Holland. That was from 1970. There is a very relevant video on the site, which is the excellent film Dr. Strangelove. The first time I saw the film Dr. Strangelove, a brilliant comedy and satire on the whole subject of nuclear war, was in the middle 60s at university, projected on the wall there. And all I will say, it was highly relevant to what I myself, and again a couple at least of Team Joker friends, were in terms of where they worked and the sort of stuff they were working on. What sailing we did was in our spare time, typically a couple of times a week on a large inland lake in Holland. I'll cut to the end. The flight engineer was very pleased that he'd fixed the broken bomb bay doors. You'll see the film. At least one of our Team Joker friends works with me at ESAMS, the defence contractor based at Camberley. There is a page linked off my front page of my site which gives you a flavour of not just the guys but some of the work that we did, including north of Camberley, and relevant projects to Team Joker, believe it or not.
ESAM software flies the Ariane rocket. ESAM's designed the Tornado avionics system and supplies the operational in-flight software. ESAMS is the prime contractor for both strategic and tactical command and control systems. ADKIS, the Air Defence Command Information System, will give the British Army effective command and control of its many hundreds of air defence weapons. ESAMS has what it takes to deliver advanced tactical command and control systems within budget, on time, and to meet the user's real needs.
Yeah, and technology was only a tiny bit of it all.
My name's Terry, and I've got involved with this wonderful little project that Robin's running, and we are both ex-ESAMS employees. But what Robin probably hasn't told you is that the word ESAMS actually means Every answer starts a major study.
That's Terry over there. And here's June, long-suffering wife. June does appear on some of the videos, or mostly hear her chuckling behind the camera, like on the 2012 attempt. Now us bloke can get on to the real work.
Bye bye,
Yeah, there's Snoopy Snoop 11 waiting to make his attempt this year when everybody's ready. Sorry, those many extended Team Joker guys that don't get a mention here, even though you certainly appear on the many pages of the website linked from the Snoopy page. Eric Wardle and I spent many hours on Bray Lake, and Eric's passion was his video photography from the water, using one of his model boats but with a camera on it. Eric helped me a lot in those early years when we did our testing on Bray Lake, going through different prototypes in order to find a solution that would actually work. Georges Goria gave expert advice to Team Joker. Much of it was based on his many years in the French Merchant Navy. He ran away to sea, in France this was, to join the French Merchant Navy when he was aged 12. When he was old enough, he came back and joined the French Foreign Legion. He had many a story to say, including places of mutual interest. He then became a mercenary and spent a little while doing that, including in the Biafran War, and we swapped the odd yarn about Nigeria. I even told him the old story about from 1981. Georges then came back from the mercenary days and joined the French Merchant Navy, where he sailed for years, including a couple of ships that sank and some very interesting stories, he said, about other incidents, including in Ukraine being along a canal being strafed by a Russian jet. Georges was an inspiration. Not the days of his career, which when he came to England included being a copper and a few other things as well. It was the way he dealt with his type 2 diabetes, first losing one leg and then the other. And I recall he phoned me from Royal Berks Hospital to say, in his French accent, Robin, I've lost the other leg, don't visit me, which of course I did. It was all my fault. What, Georges? You meant you didn't tell the doctors quick enough? No, he said, I should have known that English surgeons love frogs' legs.